What do RX-7s sound like? Is there something that sounds like an RX-7 but isn't an RX-7? What is that from? So you want an RX-7. Well, I mean, that's a really great idea. I know they're exciting cars. They look really nice. I mean, when you look into it and the modifying, and it's a really cool car, everybody loves them. A couple things you're probably gonna wanna take into account before you go ahead and just go pick one up. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries, and don't forget to subscribe, wheelstars.fitmentindustries.com, the whole plug thing. Let's get into it. So, like, if you aren't familiar with modifying a normal car with like pistons and such, you probably shouldn't just like jump right into an RX-7. Trust me. I had one. They're a bit touchy, you know? Like it seems like you're gonna run into some oil issues, and then everybody's gonna make fun of you for having oil issues, and you're gonna have to rev it a little bit more aggressively than everybody else, and people are gonna judge you because they think you're trying to show off when you're not trying to show off in an FCRX-7 because it's only like 87 horsepower. But there's a lot of things that can go wrong with an RX-7, and that's pretty much just how it is, because it's an RX-7. The RX-7 got its start way back in 1978 with its first generation, the FB. The RX-7 has always been a small, lightweight, and relatively pretty compact car. They're just little guys, you know? They're just these little guys. They had all those like small pop-up headlights that everyone loves, and they've always been like a fun, affordable car that you pretty much just couldn't really hate. I mean, if you look at the face, you can't be really like angry about it. It's like a Miata. They just look really nice, and it's good. It's a good thing. The RX-7 had a second generation, which was the FC, which came around in 1986. But its most notable classic, the timeless, the like George Clooney of RX-7s, the FD RX-7, which debuted in 1992, was like the bomb RX-7 that everybody loves. You know the one that I'm talking about. It's a Miata in the front, Ford Taurus in the back, Tokyo Drift looking thing, but it's awesome. And there's no denying that the FD is especially a timeless classic. And I know it sounds cliche, but go ahead and try and find another person that like genuinely hates FDs, because you just can't, because the moment you do bag on any FD or an RX-7 in general, you're pretty much just going to get like shot. Nobody really makes fun of RX-7s because you really can't, but don't worry, because the community of RX-7s will probably just hate each other, because you have this corner, the purists, and in this corner, the swappers. And you know what? They just don't get along. In my opinion, if you want to take the Wankel engine out of your RX-7, you might as well toss Mickey Mouse out of Disney World while you're at it, because you just don't do that. I mean, you can, because like there's some pretty good LS swaps out there. I'm not gonna judge. Andy, you've got a nice RX-7, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. But it's perfect for a lot of people, except for those that just kind of want to watch the world burn and or want more reliability, then they LS swap it. Don't get mad at me, I'm just the messenger. But the amount of LS swapped RX-7s or just swapped RX-7s out there is insane, and it's undoubtedly one of the most popular cars to swap an engine into. No matter what kind of owner you are, there's one thing that you can both relate to though, the RX-7 community, which if you've been in a community before, like a certain four-door sedan, turbo four-cylinder, sometimes it's not that good. But the RX-7 community, on the other hand, is without a doubt one of like the most helpful communities that you can be a part of, because they're going to want to help you, because it's kind of like them against the world. Like, you are running a car with an engine that not a lot of people like and not a lot of people like to bag on, so they kind of like group together, they join hands, they Red Rover the automotive community, except they Red Rover with like 350-pound dudes that know everything about their car, and they probably know more about your car than their car, which is insane, because you just can't argue with the guys. You're just not gonna win. The RX-7 community is like one of your closest friends. I mean, they're gonna be there for you when times are tough, and when things aren't going right, they're also gonna be there to slap you on the back of the head and tell you that you're being an idiot, because they know a lot about their cars. So what are some of the cons of an RX-7? I don't want to turn the comment section into a frenzy, so I'm going to be very careful with what I say. But if you're looking for fuel efficiency, you've come to the wrong place. If you're looking for reliability, in a general sense, you probably also have come to the wrong place. Not saying that they're terrible, they're just a little bit finicky. They're just a little bit special, and that's okay. Apex seals have always been a huge issue in the rotary engines because, you know, Dorito things, which produces a ton of heat and then wears down the seals, and you got to deal with all of that, which is where a lot of the general reliability concerns come from. But there are changes that you can do, such as pre-mixing things to kind of make the whole thing last longer. There's a lot of technical stuff that you can do to essentially elongate the longevity of your RX-7 motor. However, you have to get comfortable with the fact that you're going to be tearing into it a little bit more often than your buddy that just owns a WRX. Basically, the main faults in the car come along with just owning a rotary in general. So if you're already committed to that, you're more than likely already prepared and you've already done all your research and joined all the forums and you're ready to rock and roll. But if you haven't done that already, you're probably gonna wanna take just a little bit more time to make sure that this is the car that you actually want. Because just like a lot of old oil-cooled cars and things like that, they're more owned because of the difficulty it is to own one rather than it just is for a driving experience. It's something about just creating a memory with something that is like older than you, and you get to enjoy something different while everybody else is enjoying their, you know, super nice cars that are brand new and completely stock. You can say, you know what though? Mine's unique. It may be broken, but it's unique. If you're looking for an FB, it'll probably cost right around $4,000. FCs are like 8 to 9, super clean, and FDs probably right around 20-ish, depending on what type of FD you actually get. Considering the price of supers nowadays, that actually isn't half bad because RX-7s are almost always commonly compared to that car. The RX-7 was introduced in the massive spawn of the JDM being introduced into the US, which was a massive benefit to the car itself. That was when most of us were kids and our parents were also getting into the RX-7 Datsun days, and they absolutely loved them. And then we started loving them too. I mean, we saw them in the Fast and the Furious movies. They were toys. We saw them in magazines. It became very apparent that they were an extremely popular tuner car, and a lot of people absolutely love them. They're kind of like a really cool older brother that moved away when we were young, and we got to see pictures of them on the beach on MySpace, and you're like, wow, I want to go to the beach. And now you're older and you can go on vacation and take requests off as long as it's less than 2 weeks and you've notified your supervisor with 6 months in advance so that you can also go out and go on the beach and take pictures and post them on Facebook now instead of MySpace. All jokes aside, the RX-7 is a great car. If you know what you're doing with a rotary, they're easily modifiable and you can slap a turbo on them and, you know, the size of a moon and then just shoot fireballs that make kids cry and people yell in parks for no apparent reason, and just do hood rat shit in the rest of your life and it's gonna be all good. The engine can handle itself a lot of stuff. The rotary engine actually is an extremely unique, interesting, and very sweet motor as long as you're willing to work, I know motor engine, people get angry, that you're just gonna have to put up with. But if you can learn everything that there is to know about the platform, you're gonna have a ton of fun. There's a bunch of supporting mods out there, there's a ton of maintenance that you're gonna have to put up with, but the potential is there. Something that you're gonna have to keep in mind with RX-7s as you go into it is that you're gonna wanna keep as much cooling as possible with RX-7s. Cooling is probably the biggest thing that you could possibly do to help an RX-7 just kind of stay alive. But at the end of the day, I got it, I said it, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. It's just a really good way to just transition. Judge my attempt at providing humor and entertainment on YouTube, okay? But at the end of the day, the RX-7 sounds spectacular. There's just something about it that no matter what, if you hear one tuned with two-step, your heart, it just beats something different, right? Things get warm in odd places because it just sounds so incredibly good that RX-7s are by far one of the best sounding cars that you can modify in JDM heritage out there. And I mean, why wouldn't you want to do it? I mean, it's an unreliable car, it looks really good, it sounds really good when you modify it, it's super fast when you want it to be, and really, I mean, shit's cool. And that's the coolest thing about RX-7s. You could still see one roll by today and be like, damn, that's nice, because they are nice cars. And if you're willing to kind of put up with the somewhat temperamental attitude every once in a while, you will always have at least a little bit of attention. Somebody will always be coming up to you at the gas station and everybody will always be asking why you're buying so much oil. It's gonna be a fun adventure. So if you have an RX-7 or you're thinking about buying an RX-7, drop a comment below. Let us know what you want us to talk about next. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries. You can check out wheels, tires, and suspension at fitmentindustries.com. Don't forget, we got all of it. You know how it is. We got the stuff like Tane and Ibach, coilovers, air suspension, airlift, Accuair, wheels. Anyway, you get the point. It's probably there. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries. We will see you later. Peace.